how about a little Chinese ball button, which would be a good job. Now, if you want to do that, it's going to be just making a little bit of tubing first, and here I have the tubing. So after you have that all stitched, then we're going to turn it. I'm going to use a different device this time just to see how easily that turns, and at the same time I turn it, I want to put through it that, I'll start at the other end because it's graded here, or it's different planes and it's easier to put it through this side. So what I need to do is not only turn this right side out, but also at the same time I want to put some cord through it. And so this is a marvelous little tube turner, and what it's going to do as it turns through, I'm going to just open this cord, or open this seam allowance, and as I'm pulling it through, at the same time I want to pull some cord through. So this works beautifully in that you just put the cord up next to it, and as you pull, I'm pulling back here on this, I'm using for a little leverage my thumb and pushing against this, and as I pull this through, it will just pull that cord right into it, and at the same time it's pulling the cord through, see how it opens the seam allowance, so everything comes out real smoothly and you won't have any bulk anyplace. It'll all just come out beautifully. Now, what size, and I had too much slack here is why the little seam closed, because I was pushing with my one hand and getting a little bit too much slack, so that's okay. Just stop and open it up and start over again until you have the whole thing all covered. Get my hands out of the way here so that I can pull it, and I already have it through here, so I will now just pull without using the little hook. But anyway, the whole thing goes through very nicely, and you have a long tube here that's all enclosed. Now what I'm going to do with this is make a Chinese ball button, and every time I do one of these I need to look back and get directions. So the directions I did this in series 5, so I'm just going to get those directions, and also I wanted you to see the diagram so that you can see step by step what I'm doing. Well, the first step, you simply make a loop. So here I'm making a loop, and I'm doing this the opposite way. I'll try to do it your way. I'll try to do it upside down and see if it works. Okay, I make that first loop by just turning it around, and it goes over the original cord. And then I'm going to make the second loop by coming around here and going under that original little cord that's hanging out here. And then it's a matter of weaving. So you go over this one because it's here on top, so you go over this one. You go under the next one because it's down below. This one's on top, so you go over it. You go under the last one. And then you just get all this adjusted and pull all these down tight, and it takes a little adjustment, but when you get through you have a marvelous little ball button. And these are very popular right now. You're seeing them on so many garments, so it is this easy to make. As I said, just pull these things around a little bit until you get all the right tubes pulled through. Somehow I have a little loop I don't want, so I'd have to keep working on it until it comes out just right. But eventually, once you get it all pulled through nicely, you do have a perfect little Chinese ball button. Now, how big this is going to be, how big your final button is, depends on the size of the cord that you use. So there's different size cable cords. The one I'm using is probably, less than 1/4 inch. I'm not sure what the package says. But this one is one of the smaller ones. You could make really big ones. So this, as you see, takes a little bit of pulling. It's not a big deal, and it comes out to be a perfect little ball by the time you're all finished pulling the right cords. Okay, anyway, by the time this is finished, you just take the cords here, and you can either, if you want to, do a little stitching there by hand and then cut them off short, or if you want to, you can have them on a stem and put them on your coat or jacket that way.